Welcome to day number 12 of the 1,000 Words for 1,000 Days podcast, where I write 1,000 words and say them at this camera every single day. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope everyone's partying hard. Yesterday got a little darker than I had anticipated it getting. I wanted to try and be as realistic as possible with everybody. I think that there's a lot of content online that only shares half the picture. And I think it's a reality check when you finally take the leap into entrepreneurship and find the parts you didn't know. But I don't want it to be seen as negative or to scare anyone away from making that leap. If you didn't watch the video, I would go back and check it out, number 11, so that way you have some context of what's going on today. Or fucking don't. I don't care. I don't want to scare anyone away from taking that leap. I just want people to understand the full scope of what they are getting themselves into. It has never been easier to work for yourself thanks to the internet. Whether it's a side hustle or a full-time gig, there are more people starting businesses in the United States than at any other time in history. At any other time, if you wanted to make money off creation, you needed to know the right people, live in the right place, and hope enough people in that place needed the service or product you wanted to provide. Oh, and you needed a shitload of capital for distribution and advertising and all of that. Today, all you need is internet access, and you can sell your product or service on the global market anywhere in the world. You can make soda that competes with Coca-Cola and Pepsi from your basement or garage, or even your local library. That being said, in today's episode, I want to take 3 negatives and reframe them as positives to remind not just me, but everyone that mindset matters, and as hard as owning a business is sometimes, it beats the hell out of working for someone else. Number 1, you are in complete control of your financial situation. As hard as it can be to drum up work, the work is out there if you're willing to get up and go get it. It's not always easy, and you tend to end up with a lot more no's than yeses, but ultimately, it's a numbers game. If you ask enough people, eventually one will say yes. Every job is an interview for the next job, so every time you get to work, if you knock it out of the park, it makes getting the next job that much easier. On the flip side, if you know there's a number you need to hit, once you hit that number, you can choose to back off. You can slow down. That's the beauty of working for yourself, right? If I say, let's say I want to make $1,000 this month, and that's all I need to make. Once I hit that cap, if I hit that cap in the first week, I don't need to make any more money. Those next 3 weeks, I can do what I want. That's the power of working for yourself. Or I can go fucking hard. I can go as hard as I fucking can, and I can try and get $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in the next 3 weeks. Right, so it's my choice on what I want to do, and I'm in complete and total control of that. Number 2, getting to spend this time with my kids has honestly been so incredible. It can be tough for sure, but being the person who gets to pick up my son or take my daughter to her doctor's appointment is just more than I could have hoped for. And I really get the chance to be as big a part of my kids' lives as I want to be. If I want to, I can fuck off on Tuesday and I can go play with my son. If I need to schedule a day off to spend with my family, like if I want to go to the aquarium during like an off hour when there's not as many people there and it's more chill, we can do that. Being in control of that and being able to spend that like really solid time with my family is worth more than any amount of money that I could possibly make doing anything. Number 3, you don't have a boss. You don't owe anybody shit, and no one can tell you what to do. As a child who was oppositionally defiant and who historically has a difficult time being told what to do, having this kind of power feels absolutely absurd. I get to lay out my schedule, decide what hours I work, decide what order I do things in. I mean, I guess that's scheduling, but you get the idea. Oh, I have a dentist appointment today? Guess I'll go and let absolutely nobody know about it. Maybe I'll stop for a milkshake on the way home. Maybe I'll work at McDonald's. Maybe I'll go to the lake. No one can fucking tell me no, and I don't have to check in with anybody. That kind of freedom is exactly what being self-employed is about. My time is my time, and all of it is in my hands. That is a huge responsibility, but it's also a huge relief. Working for myself really has been a dream come true. It's created opportunities I wouldn't otherwise have, and as it continues to grow and expand, I know it's going to just keep getting better and better. Since I have a few hundred words left, I thought I would throw a bonus into this one that wasn't addressed in yesterday's, because there really isn't any downside to it. That's the ability to pivot my business to suit my needs. Originally, when I started this, it was a social media company. I would create 30 pieces of content for you. I would post them every day, and I would create my own captions. And there's some issues with that. One of them, I just wasn't able to charge enough for it. I mean, that's I didn't know what I didn't know, and that's a substantial amount of work that I wasn't charging enough for. But also, I just don't really like the management side of it. I don't like posting shit. I like taking pictures. I like making videos. I like doing graphics. I like making jokes. I don't really want to deal with someone else's day-to-day customer service. And so after a while, I pivoted away from management, and I just strictly went into creation. So people would hire me. I would come in. I would shoot photos, videos, do graphic work, and I would give it to them, and then they would handle posting, and they would handle the management side of things. And that was cool for a while, but the problem is that my videos are way better than my photos or my graphics. And also people tend to just kind of like my style. And so I shifted entirely into only doing video. I wouldn't take photos or do graphic work at all. And then finally, in the last couple of months, that helicopter is going to fuck this audio up. So I'm going to wait a minute. All right, let's try that again. And so I decided that I wanted to pivot strictly into creating content for myself, and that was it. I didn't want to create content for other people. And so that's where I'm at now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still taking on video work because I gotta pay the bills. I'm not monetized yet, but that ultimately is my goal, is to be monetized and to be a creator. I got a lot of things working against me. I'm 35 years old. I'm fat. I am unattractive. But people tend to think that I'm funny. So hopefully that's enough to carry me through. And then ultimately my end goal is that I will be a production house for all the wild ideas inside my head. I basically want to use YouTube as a springboard to make short films and other things of that nature. And so I want to basically create a production house for myself. This distillation of my vision and focus would not have been possible if I had been working for someone else. Hell, I probably wouldn't have even put the mental energy into thinking it up if I worked for someone else. That's the real beauty of working for yourself. You hear about time and time again. At the end of the day is me steering the ship. And no matter what comes my way, I know I can depend on myself to make the best decisions for me and my family. And all that freedom is worth it. You can't depend on your boss to make the best decisions for your family. Only you can do that. And that is what owning your own business does for you. That is irreplaceable. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope that it's not so dark that this footage is unusable. I hope that the helicopter didn't ruin my audio. Most importantly, I hope that if you are having an event or shooting a video and you need some help, you want to talk about it, you want to collaborate on something, that you will reach out to me so that we can do that. Thank you so much. I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.